Let's see if this one works better. I was trying some things, like some different settings yesterday, and it looked great on my OBS on the YouTube dashboard page. Not so good. 20-second delay, so moving my camera and I'm watching it on my end. Oh, my camera's frozen on this one. Huh. Yeah, turn my camera off for a second. That's different. Oh. I don't know what's wrong with the bed. I've just been drinking every day. Well, not during the day. Well, yeah, coffee and stuff. But just 5 o'clock. After 5, I'll just go find some place to sit and drink. It's really the only like social activity I'm allowed to do. It sounds weird, huh? To be so completely ostracized and exiled. That's why that Ruby chick is such an inspiration. What a psychotic mess, but so honest. What am I? Well, there's been a righteous like movement that I've experienced. People are we've become very very righteous, and there's been a thing where some people gotten passes for behavior and you just can't see it. I couldn't see well until you experience your heroes. See, that's one of the things. I really didn't have many sports ball heroes. I, first of all, is that it was fun to watch, mostly because of the party that was around them. I lived down the street from a sports bar, so instead of church, I'd just go down and start getting drunk watching the sports ball. I don't know if you know the story of Big Bear Owens, Ben Owens from. Oh my goodness, Joe Rogan broke his heart. Oh, and he had fans. He was part of this like alt right type of movement that where people wouldn't host him at comedy shows, because they were picking on him. And I think of another, and he liked to use the and stole my bicycle. It was kind of funny when you had been robbed a lot, because anyway, with no black people around, you tend to focus on the Big Ben Roethlisberger. There's a story of two people. One of them is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was in a lawsuit because there's a there was an R word allegation by like a 19-year-old waitress. Oh my goodness! Or one of our 19-year-old waitresses are violated. I mean, 19-year-old girls. So there's all this thing around him, but at the same time, there's a thing with Big Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback of my cousin's favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, there was a story where he had allegations. He went him and he was at a college bar and he had bodyguards or people acting as bodyguards, like teammates or something. Well, he being a superstar, apparently it's just quite common or something. It's normal life. He said there was a girl he liked, took her into the bathroom and sex with her, with the bodyguard standing outside to make sure nobody can interfere. Well, apparently that resulted in an R-word allegation. Big Ben, rapist. See, it's easier to make like people like me just not exist. Oh, we solved the crime. He killed himself. We got it's really hard to put vigilante justice in, which is what they've been trying to put people on here is heroes for vigilante justice. They go get the bad guys without evidence or trial. Just people know something happened. That's the thing about like difference between like it doesn't result in a court case. It doesn't result if the crime doesn't result in a prosecution. Did it happen? So I'm sitting here because the realtors, one realtor in specific would rather her cousin be dead than her sports baller, millionaire sports baller, uh, not even say go to prison, just have a trial. And that's the NFL problem is that there's a movie called Big Fan with Patton Oswalt, and Big Fan Patton Oswalt, he's really excited. He's like a superstar sports baller. And he follows him around, being nervous. He wants to get his autograph, and it's a little creepy, I suppose. They go to a strip club. They follow their favorite sports baller to a strip club, and they approach him in a strip club, and he's like doing shit that he's not supposed to be doing. Or I mean, I can say normal people get to do it, civilians get to do it. These people have PR things. And so he's there with these strippers. I can't remember if he's smoking the marijuana or not, but he's just out there partying. And Patton Waltz with his friends walking up and and the guy freaks out. You follow me here? And he like smashes little Patton Oswalt into the hospital. I've been smashed to the hospital, but I really didn't follow anybody. They followed me. So yeah, that's it is. No, the camera. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm not doing well. I got back home from it is controversial. War. I think the public. Well, there's a certain amount of public. Like the people who used there are people who never supported the war, and they still don't support the war. Then there are people who supported the war as long as we were gone, and they've sided with people who opposed the war. So anyway, just veterans. Most people don't get. I understand government benefits. They have a lot of people waiting around for like me veterans like waiting for our check because we're not functional anymore. However, I think they took our government welfare check and gave it to those fucking people like Ben. And nothing, Sam Whitman, would make me happier than to see you put in the Freddie Folsom. No, it's good for a character. I'm reading Nerdrotic. It's just how people like us support people. Well, he had problems. Hey, Abbott, you think they found your dad, John Lennon? Like, there's a lot of people that tongue in cheek with the partiers. So, yeah, those people. Wonder, I wonder how many people get sent to prison for somebody else's party. Well, Daddy's back, and haven't had a birthday party, a Christmas party, anything. I wonder why that is. So I'm not doing well. I'm not. I'm not suicidal. I'm homicidal. I'm not gonna do anything. It's like we have rage. We're allowed to be angry. So I just like that. Oh, you should get them when you see them on camera because I don't put them on my stream. I'm sure other people are like, "What the is that?" Yeah, these are. What's the song he says on his refrain? Jesus loves you. Jesus loves me. Oh yeah, they're walking around and these psychotics are walking around talking about Jesus everywhere. Jesus loves you, Kitty Charity. Jesus, I didn't tell you about Jesus. Yeah, there are people who don't know how old the Bible is, and so when they read, they think it's just, oh yeah, they read it, and it's like they have their friends and they introduce them to people as Jesus. Oh my goodness, so many Jesuses. The problem when people think of Jesus, you're the perfect, nicest person. Why all these people named Muhammad, really a freak. Why is, oh, I have to adjust my camera thing again. Huh. So I'm watching myself on OBS, and I have like, anyway, you have to, whatever. A little too zoomed into my face for my liking, but whatever. Just want to get in and do a diary, like a real time recorded diary. Social media. Well, it's like email, except you can see me. See, that's the thing with the other things. It's trust. Who's on the other? Who's texting? Is it really them? Where the video phone thing was such a huge desire back in the while ago. It's just a video phone, just a mass video phone for anybody who wants to like chat or anything. I'm just not doing well. I'm not doing well. It's watching like a Coke in like these European streams. Well, in Europe, you inherit things. Mm, I've never inherited anything, and well, that desire to, well, no. I hear William Buffett and Bill Gates weren't leaving any inheritance to their kids. Good. Even if your kids love you, well, they got friends and stuff. And after a while, you get inherit. Yeah, yeah, you get inherit. Yeah, yeah. Where I live, how I live, basically been this way for. See, if I got back from Afghanistan in the end of June, beginning of July of 2021, and find all the doors locked. This is the one time I was invited to a party that was very small, very controlled. It was a struggle session for that fat fucking ass. Oh my goodness! You ever see somebody who's like living absolute freaking delusion? You should see the freaking Pappuses. Oh, they're so sexy. They're friggin' fat Gus, fat asses. Old, fucking useless. Isn't it funny, Sam, that you're gonna fucking die homeless on the street? pulled out a thing of milk. Let's have the money go get an energy drink. I need to drink the water though to flush out my kidneys. Oh, yeah, 5 cheese ziti. Microwave that in a little bit. Got a new book. This is more for my bookshelf. This thing over in entranceway. Jackson. The crimes are unthinkable. The serial killer's turned the Big Easy into his personal playground. The victims are killed in pairs. No connection. No apparent motive. No real clues. It's a very sick game. And it's only just begun. The fear is real. Abby Chaston left New Orleans long ago for good reason. Now she's back where she feels watched, as if the devil himself is scraping a fingernail along her spine. It doesn't help that Detective Ruben Montoya is convinced she's somehow the key to unlocking these horrible crimes. Mystery.
Yeah, then I don't like something. Or something. I need something. No, I did not.
A mystery that has something to do with Our Lady of Virtue's mental hospital. A decaying old asylum where unspeakable crimes were once committed, and a human predator may still await. Oh, oh my goodness, I really loved the hospital stream last night with Jessica Palmadessa. The truth is deadly. As more bodies are found in gruesome staged scenarios, Montoya and Abby are in a desperate race to stop a killer whose terrifying crimes are bringing them ever nearer to a shocking revelation. Where the past is never completely gone, its sins must be avenged, and a twisted psychopath is getting close enough to make them shiver. It's actually pronounced shiver. I mean, it's spelled in English. I love when people see everybody's grown up speaking this thing, and I even mispronounce them sometimes. There's so many weird. Anyway, shiver, shiver.
My room got cracked today. And I, for the first time when I was driving, that right steering wheel, I couldn't see it in the center like simple. Someone said you in the rain. Okay.
I don't know if you'll say anything. Say anything about what, Turk? Alright, I'll talk to this Turk stream. Oh my goodness. And see when my uncle lost his, how he lost his marbles. This is stressful. Like before live streaming, there was cable television. One of these guys who couldn't get a good paying job, couldn't afford a car, couldn't afford a house, couldn't afford a home. And the older you get, the like, oh my goodness, these young they just screaming at me, "You're lying!" Oh, it's like, oh my goodness, rapists and murderers. Remember when Trump said there were a lot of rapists and murderers coming across the border, and then of course the news said out of the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions, not a single one. The only citizens commit crimes. Well, actually, only documented people are the ones you can put in court cases. The other ones don't exist. There's like every single name in a court case, an unsolved case, that comes from an ID card. It must be fun. Somewhere out there, there's a documented immigrant with like my documents, and that my entire family knows. And I'll put if I had the power, I'd put them all to death. Be better for the world. My contribution to reducing climate impact, global warming, all these fucking all these people in my family, all these rich people living off of stolen freaking money. They kill their own relatives. They kill their own babies for their money. What kind of benefit of the world are they? This is basically what I do. I'm giving my what's the sugar? Is it the yeah the liver? Oh my goodness. Well, when you have too much crap stuff like the alcohol, it's bad on the liver. But it's really hard on kidneys. I'm trying to think about sugar. Sugar processing, that's horrible for the liver too, right? Anyway, Karen and boy going over to the coffee shop and eating that giant thing of because really I don't drink coffee that way unless it's like loaded down with milk and sugar and turned into like an almost like milkshake. I really don't care. I was trying to be more of a tea drinker, and however the kitchen situation really bad. And I do get like tongue in cheek from my landlord. One time he said it was the leaves in my bathtub was causing the drainage things. I attempted to take a floral bath or like a leaf plant bath. It's one of those woo woo healing things you get from holistic community. So anyway, that wasn't what it is. The pipes and it are apparently are designed for this level of hair and things. Uh, anyway, I was like, how do you know? How do you know, Brandon? Yeah, oh my goodness, this economic collapse is wonderful. At least I don't have to worry about getting fights at the workplace anymore for that promotion. I'm not gonna work. I'll let you all friggin' burn in hell. Jim John Thompson. My goodness. This is why they're looking to freaking blow up the world. If all the fans found out how poor they are because of these people, well, they're losing fans at an astonishing rate. If you want to see America's heroes. You want to see the bravest, finest defense contractors, private mercenary. I mean, heroes. There you are, SCIC. There you are, SCIC. Your taxpayer dollars, your billions hard at work. contractors sabotaging other contractors.
I mean, in the business, they have like so many different avenues that they try to set up ex-players into. I don't know why we don't have a record. Like, that just seems like the most odd. There's coaching. There's coaching things that they put in for players to get into coaching. It's like the ref one just seems like a natural thing to happen. And I'm not saying that
he wants former players to be referees. What you don't understand about NFL referees is that they are lawyers. They are lawyers. I think Ed Hockley was actually a judge. Because they have to memorize a rule book, and like, so now they're just finding jobs. See, we're not too different. When men lose their jobs, they have to find other ones, and when they get used to a certain amount of money. I remember when they put Troy Aikman as a commentator on TV, and he just, this has been an ongoing problem. Critical mass of unemployed, desperate men with no job skills, really. Because the best one, I open up the newspaper, still look through jobs in the newspaper, it's either, yeah, all those high-paying tech jobs. How many people are qualified for that? So the other one is salespeople. It's like wandering around the streets. I was wandering around the streets, like, buy this product, buy the product. And when he's talking about setting up foreign players, he's talking about ones that get busted selling dope. How are you gonna be here? You can be a licensed drug dealer for the NFL. Lots of pain medication. Yeah, every girl I dated is a drug addict. Every girl I dated is a whorish drug addict. I just stopped dating, except for my little. Anyway, when people start calling your friends and family and telling them all about you, is it Ken word or Kevin word? Anyway, there's a young black guy at my work who's like very, he's on an up and up path. He has a white wife. That makes me racist for people. I mean, it's just people have wives. My buddy has a black wife. What's the big deal? At least they got wives. Yeah, if I just fix myself, maybe a 40-year-old old fat divorcee might, like with the fucking body counts of hundreds, might be interested in letting me support her. Think I want to support some used up old fucking divorce hag?
there's another one on site here. It's like they just went for it the entire time. And I think his team wasn't necessarily thrilled. Maybe looked at it as a massive show. Obviously, a massive show of respect. I think they got along. I think the Colts did beat the Titans yet again in that entire thing. But the games are the surprise on site here. Really. And I am.
He said he's psychic. He said he's psychic. Well, Sam Whitman, that's how you know. We just bring the psychic in. They'll read the suspect's mind. Yeah, he did it. Case closed. Welcome to Bones. Oh, those hottie goth girls. Have you noticed like the algorithm to push in like these goth girls? Oh, I'll tell you, my brother is in the goth scene, and those were so, and they had a lot of like they were young. And the football players, when football players found out that they were like hot girls that weren't dating them, oh, they came to find them. When somebody has no interest in community just walks in, we have a lot of that. We have a lot of that in the nerd community. They don't really like it, but they saw a girl, so they came.
Bang, we steal it. Walk doesn't even know what the hell's going on. Yeah, let's go. Defense tired, just got ran down the field. You're back on the field. You can get a steal.
Yeah, it's like they hang out. This is what they talk about. Some of us hang out and talk about books, comic books. It's supposed to be boring and cringe to be like sitting there listening to people talk about stuff you don't have no idea or interest in. So they have their community. Oh, they're, and when they actually make when the cameras are off, well, they're not. There's some shock shots, and they are ruthless. Oh my goodness, when you know real character people how they talk about you when you're not around. Well, if they're talking about other people when they're not around, you ever be around? And I get people all and they'll start talking about somebody's name and tell me all this stuff. I'm like, what, dude? Why are you telling me that? I don't know this person. Why are you telling me all this shit?
Former linebacker of the Bucks, Devontae King.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to talk about the Patton Oswalt one, the biggest fan. And you have the other one where your biggest fan is actually, oh my goodness. Well, don't you want to protect your biggest fan? I mean, they're a lot of nice guys. And, you know, it's like if your fans getting picked on, you have that, I like you, man. Oh, man, you're so cool, so cool. Oh, man, just hanging around. Oh, man, this is my friend, man. You just back up. It's like a toady. I don't know. It's a toady. And boy, oh boy, you know, without the bully there to help the toady, like not get his ass beat the shit out of. So your friend, have you ever a friend that gets you in fights?
But it's anywhere you live with more plants than you can find anywhere else.
This is what I wasn't talking about. Oh my goodness, he makes fun. He does imitations. Hey Sarah, I think it's time for SpongeBob to be canceled.
It doesn't matter what
You
you
steal the Krabby Patty recipe?
all sorts of options that actually work for your climate, your
Yeah.
food, and your lifestyle.
Well, if they steal, if they go through all that to steal a Krabby Patty recipe, imagine other recipes.
Thriving plants delivered directly to your door. And they have an alive and
It's like, boy, you stop doing my drugs, man. You haven't bought anything for a long time. What's going on? Tell them to have better product. So yeah, I used to be active duty in various designations and reserve things. So let me tell you about a rapist Marine we had. Yeah, I had a back injury, and I got so many threats. And there's I wouldn't assign away or I with concerns. I needed to talk to somebody, and they were so like, just no, sign it now, and there's a big blow up. There's another dude who was well, drugs. I didn't do any drugs in college. I mean, while I was under the NROTC program, apparently I didn't know we were allowed to do it. He was that Marine. That Marine. It was, oh yeah, we had a shipmate who was accused of rape and drugging and going raping her. Ecstasy. So I'll tell you, I forgot that's who's leading our government. Is rapists. This dollars of war is for people coming in revenge for rapists. They're in Afghanistan. They said they because we don't speak their language. When they see us, they can't tell the difference between Americans and Russians. Did you know that? Oh, it's the no, no, that was the other guys. That was the other army that came through and killed your men and raped your women.
But now is a great time to plant. If you plant, there's some like Korean pear trees you get from them. You may get a couple of Korean pears this season, certainly next season. Use majority to save today. Offers valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply. We'll put the information in the podcast and YouTube description. Quick break. We come back. We're going to be talking to Lisa Chu and Caitlin Sparks about this first meatpacking strike in 40 years.
In 40 years, I don't know if that's accurate. It's probably a lot of that's not reported. Meatpacking strike. Well, I've noticed a very curious situation revolving around here. When my brother was still functional, you talk about jobs he could do, and it really is hard to sit around. It's like a government worker. It's a very good. I used to be. And so, we were talking. There's a place because he networks and stuff. He said there's a place like they called the Fairchild, like some wine bar in San Francisco, and that's where like good-looking guys could go and be picked up by old women, like old rich women would hang out at this place and take home hot young studs. And there are some nasty old women here, and I don't think the young studs want them anymore. They might have run out of money. They might have run out of their friggin' their social security and pension. There's a huge you call it communism. We have a form of communism in the United States. It's called retired people. Oh my goodness. All those workers supporting so many retired people with nothing to do but hang around, go to restaurants, have sex. Notice our working hours getting longer, vacations getting shorter. Oh, delicious food, more dang delicious food. Oh my goodness, you guys did you you know what farang is? You know what farang means? Oh my goodness. There's another component of older versions of myself who like it'd be easier just to fly out. I could live off of what I have for like 3 years or so and live really well. Just be like Bob. And this dude I work with Bob and he had a wife, like look at Bob and like anyway, he's a bit older than me. And he said he didn't find happiness until they went to Thailand. Bob said happiness is stacked with naked Asian ladies. Yeah, see, you have to be rich out here like Tiger Woods to have a stack of naked Swedish women. Oh shit, you don't want a sexo for free? You don't want a sexo for free? I didn't think about that. Bob, they don't want a sexo for free?
You guys wrote that following World War II, and presumably for some years as well as the 60s and 70s, up to 90% of meatpacking workers were unionized. And now, and by 2019, we're at 15%. I imagine that may have probably even shrunk since then because of the consolidation.
chat. Let me see if I can find viewers.
Meatpacking, companies that,
No views, zero. That's normal.
85% of the industry. So Caitlin,
That's normal. And they're obviously over at the TSA room. They're not gonna. I mean NSA room, National Security Administration. They're not gonna put that on there.
it's a planned 2 week
And if you have people watching in a group,
and I
then
wanna
oh
ask
well.
you about that, after this, but what were the circumstances, of this particular strike? Because my understanding is that the broader union, outside of this logo, had sort of come to some terms.
We're getting closer to NSS.
Yeah, so, this
We're getting closer to our
contract,
managers watching us, like watching us 24/7.
for over,
Lest we can't, just as we bump into them.
It's been expired since, I believe it's July of 2025. So they've been fighting for a
Goodwill.
new contract for over a year.
Goodwill charity, right?
And on last Monday, March 16th at 5:30 a.m.
Well, my brother's working in the back room at Goodwill once, and he's they're hanging out closing, he's talking guy next to him. Their manager comes out, they got a phone call from Dallas. The three in Dallas are watching all the Goodwills. Right. So yeah, my brother's working at Goodwill as like as they're doing these programs to help get people off the street. And he is he was back there like doing sorting clothes and hanging him up, and he was talking to the guy next to him. He said he must have only been like 5 minutes or so. But they were talking, and the manager comes in and goes, "It's got a call from Dallas." And of course, like, you need to get back to work because they had stopped working. It's like production. Faster, 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 faster. Hey, work faster, 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 faster. That way the other guys don't have to go. You're doing. My brother, my younger brother, he does a job of 20 people. When I was over on the job site, especially during COVID, it's just too obvious. Like the workers, we saw the list of where are they? Where are these other 10 workers? Are we all doing a job with 10 other workers?
So, I mean, there's a lot of different, like, immigrants,
Different ethnicities of Asians.
But how much of, like,
Is this the Uyghurs?
and,
Anyway,
other
the Uyghurs aren't in the news anymore. I don't know if they're the same people. Yeah, I don't know if they're the Buddhists and Muslims go to war apparently.
How much is what's going on in terms of like ICE and the assault on immigrants, impacting the solidarity that?
Oh my goodness, that my uncle.
Yeah,
Hey Mike,
so,
hey Mike, Heather, Jody, Emily, is that Uncle Paul's wife? Is that Candy? I can't tell. It's been a long time. Oh, white women, their Asian wives.
Threat of immigration enforcement to scare workers, regardless of their immigration status, out of organizing and into accepting the conditions that the packers want to force onto them. In this particular plant, the vast majority of the workers, have either temporary protected status or permanent residence. Many of them are citizens, although they may have been born in a
And they have no women. And they have no women. They're exploited and threatened by their employers. Yeah. Did somebody go and take revenge on their boss's wife? Hey, contractors, all you guys hiring freaking illegals for like $5 an hour. They work so hard. Have they come for revenge? Or have they come for a raise? Excuse me. This revenge seeking, no bueno. No bueno, this revenge seeking mentality. But did they get lawyers and find out how underpaid they are? Hey, Papa John.
To know their rights, to feel confident, to be out on the picket line, to not be afraid. And what we've heard from members being on the line is that the experience of being on strike.
And what's the experience of owning of remote ownership? What's the experience of owning a factory and never ever showing up?
Or with regards to their employment and to the bosses, which kind of work hand in hand, in very kind of specific ways, to try to protect workers organizing in the meatpacking industry.
So Lisa, let's talk about these are. One is the line speed. What does that mean? Why would that be an issue?
Yeah, so this has long been an issue in the meatpacking industry.
Hey, Paul Ryan,
Sounds like
I heard you need a job.
fairly put together on a line where they're doing various tasks, right?
I
Like
forgot who's the other one.
zoning, parts of
Anyway, one of the young, smart, like upcoming conservative politicians. I was hearing him interviewed one time. He got a temp job at the United States Postal Service, and he was like just young and vibrant, just working real fast. And one of the older guys kept said, "Hey, slow down." He said, "See how efficient government work is." Because they had the union thing going. Like, see, these unions, they just make people lazy. They're all lazy. All these working people are just way faster, 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 faster. Until you're just on the street broken and suicidal. It's like one day, old Joe Hill might just turn around, pick that wrench up, bug shit.
lost in the battle with the companies to around line speed.
You don't know who Joe Hill is?
Some issues where,
You don't know who Joe Hill is?
The other thing is that, I mean, these guys, they're all working with knives, obviously, and they've got to move very quickly. I get my knees go weak over this. I worked in a deli once and cut myself on the deli slicer, and it's just, I can't even think about it, frankly, now. But
also.
when you're working in these on these lines, there's equipment you can wear that will offer you some protection. Obviously, you can't be completely protected, but like mesh vests and arm guards, if a knife hits your arm. And apparently, according to what you've written, the workers have to pay for that.
yeah, yeah, shame on the company. They've been trying to train workers' wages to help to pay for their own
Yeah, go to hell, bitch.
here. They claim it's only when it's been like maliciously damaged or something, but this is really kind of icing on the cake. Yeah, this is the, meanwhile the company is trying to make almost seems like they're trying to make the conditions as dangerous as possible for the if I could jump in here, this personal protective equipment can cost up to $1,100 per worker out of pocket. And so workers are provided PPE when they first get hired, but that PPE very quickly wears out through just regular wear and tear. People might lose it or it can get stolen. At any time it has to be replaced, whether that's the cut gloves, the knife vest, even a knife sharpener for the knives that people use on the line. If that gets worn out, you have to pay, and that money is taken out of your paycheck basically without your consent. This is a requirement of your safe working conditions that you have this PPE. You have a choice whether or not to have it, but the company can just take that money right out of your paycheck.
How would they justify that? Like, I mean, it's not like, oh, people are probably taking their next gloves home and they're, wearing them out to parties or something. Like, I mean, this is clearly safety equipment. And it's just insane to me that they can garnish it. Like, I don't even know how, are other workers at other plants, do they get their wages garnished too, or is this like a sort of a unique feature?
The answer to that question, I'm actually not sure, 100% what that's like at other plants. I know this has been a specific issue they've been focusing on at the Greeley plant. But, to her question of how the employers justify it, the truth is these employers are criminal operations. They operate like cartels in each other in the meatpacking industry. I think you mentioned earlier, 85% of the country's beef comes from the four meat packers. Between 5 and 7% of all beef produced in the entire United States comes just from this ABS Greeley plant on strike. And these employers have, spent, JBS alone has spent $100 million in court settlements just over the last year over industry collusion to repress worker wages, increase prices for consumers, child labor violations at the JBS Greeley plant currently on strike. And they've been held up from their Like there's no justification that these meat packers need, and I think that's part of what is so inspiring about this strike is that these workers are standing up against some of the most powerful and some of the most greedy criminal operations in corporate, not just corporate America, but around the globe.
It's shocking how they have been able to sort of layer that type of lawbreaking together. Like the bribery, the worker abuse, all of it. It's like some type of parfait. Okay, so it's 2 weeks long. What's the theory by sort of like starting out and saying, we're going to do this for 2 weeks? We can build more solidarity. Are they hoping to get other sort of locals at other plants to sort of join in maybe down the road? What's the strategy?
Yeah, this would be a great question for UFCW Local 7.
UFCW.
Who would be a great guest on this
Are they all UFC fighters?
I don't know the full answer to that question,
Yeah.
but
So I'd say, I mean, the plight of people in my adopted hometown. They so there was a time I was doing the weekend reserve stuff. Like I once a month we go to the reserve center, we hang out, and we talk about there are different things going on. And it was like 2008, after the housing bubble, if you're old enough to remember or cognizant of it. There was a lot of unemployed people. A lot of unemployed people who were in the reserves. So we were sitting around a powwow. There's one where for $18 an hour, a maintenance job at Target opened up, and they got 3,000 applications for $18 an hour job. And 3,000 people in 1 week did a job that good. So the other people became creative. Is it Ernesto Martinez? What's that guy's name? Anyway, his cousin were opening up MMA gyms. His MMA would have been that had been growing actually a few years. Down the street from my brother's lives, there was a local like sports pub and I'd hang out at. And anyway, that's the different the bartenders and people who work there. Is one girl, and I like, and she looked at me one day and she's like, Kevin, are you an MMA fighter? And I'm like, no. She goes, and she looked around the bar, well, everybody else is. They had an MMA. They opened up like an MMA training gym like next door. So all these unemployed guys, remember the 2009, 2,999 guys who didn't get that sweet $18 an hour job. Well, they could win millions through the MMA. And so that was like six, five. Trying to remember what year. It's kind of 5 or 6, right? And so a couple of years later, the guys in my reserve center, some of them they're just opening up a chain of MMA. Everywhere you go, there'll be an MMA gym with all the unemployed guys like learning how to fight and everything. Because you can win money. Now that's better than the other way of like knocking a person out and taking their wallet, which I suspect has happened a few times by desperate MMA fighters, like those unemployed MMA fighters and all these like office workers or whatever walking around, such easy pickings. Yeah, I could have gone to the hospital 3 times, but after it gets routine, it's just you shake it off, the ribs will heal up eventually. Yes, I was assaulted outside, like, oh my goodness, what was it, May 4th, May 3rd, May 4th of, it was around midnight of the 3rd and the 4th, so it's like, what day did it happen on? Technically, I think it was 15 minutes after midnight, so our calendar would say it happened on the 4th, May 4th of 2022. Guy blocked my path. I was just trying to walk back to my hotel room. He wasn't having it. But we were going to be street MMA fighting, like that underground friggin' extreme world star. I'm surprised he didn't shout it. Yeah, I got clobbered a few times, and I looked at the guys because they went over in their corner. They're videotaping everything. The Central Committee was videotaping it. You don't know what video the essential to me is you should go over to Twitch and check out the politics on there. Oh yeah, Hassan Ogby and the Central and Mike the PA. Public announcement. They've been going on for a long time. You were going back to high school kids and see if you actually graduated. You know, some people it's just what you do. They can't stop lying. Well, actually, lying is their freaking weapon. You know, is there any adults in my? I have. I keep trying to enjoy myself in comics and stuff, comic books. I wonder if they have one who's super powered, like a villain whose superpower is lying.
Get support on the picket line. If anyone's able to drive up to Greeley, one of the simplest ways you can do you can support any strike anywhere is just to show up to the picket line in solidarity. That means so much more and shows the employer too.
Is the boss gonna show up? Who can afford cars?
So,
Who can afford gas? How many unemployed people can afford gas and cars? You go support the workers.
The rest of the labor movement has a role to play.
Well, we will share those links in the show notes.
See, she's not going.
Folks can show up there.
What it really is that she'll show up and you'll find out the leader of it.
Food, I'm sure the folks in the big line will appreciate it and any type of support. And also, people love it when you see a Humphrey Horn when you go by. Caitlin Clark, Lisa Shute.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sam, I got to give a little self-awareness. You are really insulting. You are really insulting the people. It's like when the landlords can't pay their bills. Can you not pay you? Can you not pay your mortgage, Sam? Can you not pay your lease? That's why these Jews are so into Jubilee. Well, I think they're new Jews. I think they're new Jews. If you're a real Jew, you get your debt forgiven every 7 years, and you get racked up a bunch of other debt, knowing that you won't have to pay it off. You get like angry phone calls and stuff, but 7 years, oh well, statute of limitations. It's like the 7 years. Oh, that goes hand in hand with marriage fraud, the marriage trap. Apparently, like every 7 years, 7 years, that's like people in marriages and stuff want to cheat, or maybe that man's their cycle. See, if it's a joint debt, who do you get it from? If a couple owes, if a couple takes a loan out together and then they get divorced, who's legally liable for it?
Is what some have characterized as an attack on the Maryland Ice Detention Center, but I'm not quite sure that it can be characterized as an attack until the protesters were attacked. But Javier, welcome to the program. Tell us
This
what was
is
the
national
situation
security.
like? What
They
was
need an
going
event
on?
with people being attacked so they can do quick reaction. They could go on and get emergency funding to protect us. Do you feel protected? Anyway, I was blindsided. I was blindsided and I saw the concrete, the curb, my freaking head hit the curb, and then I got stomped on. 150,000 gone like that. And then I was at a restaurant. Dude jumped over like two chairs and started smashing me. These are fighters. These are sports stars whose brains are gone. Please ask me if I want to go to the hospital and I go. They just want to charge a little money. All these bankrupt doctors, and an average person is all fucked up. They don't know how to do a malpractice lawsuit.
So essentially you're saying like we want to
Yeah.
make you feel like you're part of the July 4th celebration so that you don't feel so isolated and you feel like people can
Yeah, yeah, they want to attack our holidays. You see, we have so many people who have their own who have different calendars. If you're American who grew up with our calendar and our holidays, we have so many other people who have their own. And in order to make sure we all shut down and start worshiping their holidays, they attack ours. It's like, oh my goodness, I like how they make up that Detroit. Well, it's plausible. Yeah. In California, one of the easiest ways to get government jobs is being an immigrant. It's like almost they started doing it years ago. Wonder how many of our government immigrants are actually like, oh, once you get access to the system, once you get that IT job at the Bureau of Personal Management, then you get the identities of all the legal citizens with benefits and government jobs, and you can replace them with your family. It's just a fucking ID card.
How many protesters were there on that day? Okay. And who was it that shot, once the cop pulled out his gun, who was it that shot from it wasn't the same person who had,
Hey Tim, are you Tim Pool, hey Timcast? You guys getting away for you guys making up a scenario where Tim Pool can shoot a fucker? So then we talking to Katie. Hey Tim. Oh wait, his new girlfriend's Ashley. Hey Tim, somebody talking to Ashley? Hey Phil, you talking to Ashley?
and was that individual who shot the weapon, was they part of the protest as well? And presumably they were leaving if they're in the parking lot at that point.
The noise demo.
Am I wrong to be a little suspicious about the guy who's freelance going and vandalizing the ICE vehicles, based upon like stuff that we've seen at some of these protests over the past? Am I wrong to like? And that person just happens to be the person who testifies on. I mean, how am I wrong to be suspicious about that?
Right. Bad events like what? Oh, you mean restraining Tom Cruise? You remember because Tom Cruise tries to save his fellow Jodies. Oh, you don't know who Jody is? Jody's the guy who fucks your wife if you're in the Navy. If you're in the Navy, you go away to work. That's the guy who fucks your wife. Adulterers. But that's okay, because the United States is so that's our media. Right? We wouldn't have such popular media if it wasn't so scintillating. Sweaty titties and shit.
Something I would recommend people to do. How do we get from that person firing that weapon to people who were, obviously the guy who's last retired?
Oh, wait, okay, I see a little pop up in my chat. What's it gonna say? Would you like to buy viewers?
9 people get convicted for being terrorists.
Oh no. No, no, that's not chat. Video maintains smooth streaming. What's that? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience low back my OBS. No, it's only 3.9% drop frames right now. I don't think it's that serious. And through that incident, a massive investigation opened. Uh, Phones were being surveilled, cars were being followed, and people started getting arrested. Yeah, Lauren was abducted. My roommate was abducted. Imagine. There's so much. Oh my goodness. So I'll tell you a story. I felt a little guilty. These, there's, people are desperate. So I was like, I looked at my life and it was karma. It's like, did I ever create a single mother to wander around homeless and desperate? So I adopted a single mother, and I was a little kid, right? Hood rat. Hood rat. My coworkers talked about like this thing, like his kid, like, don't ever bring a hood rat over to our house. Well, for people who don't know what a hood rat is, I know what a hood rat is. So this is the thing, the Kardashians, it's like, it's one of those women who got dumped by their black sports ball, like, trophy boyfriend. It's like these women just, that's the thing. It was like black athletes were a very huge thing in California for a while. Every girl had one. So anyway, this person has problems. And we sat down at a table, and she had a cab driver, an Ethiopian immigrant, yellow cab driver. Before I got run over by a yellow cab. My brother got run over by a yellow cab. Anyway, so my roommate had this Ethiopian yellow cab driver that escorts her around, acting as a pimp or cadet, drug dealer. I don't know. She's an addict, and so she told me that her Ethiopian friend was going to give her like $1,500 in cash and plane tickets to New York, right? But she was going to bring $1,500 cash and give it to his friends or his cousins out there, his Ethiopian cousins, and she was excited because she doesn't get travel, she's poor, so she's going to get a free vacation if he goes to New York. And I'm like, you're going to buy you tickets. It's going to cost more to send you out there than really what you're carrying in cash. And like, is that they setting you up? They have flight because she's good looking. If you leave your daughter with me, you're just gonna go out there and then you're gonna be turned into a prostitute in New York and shit. And they're gonna think I had you set up for murder. I'll be in the news and stuff. Gonna be all speculations. And well, I did get accused of like with the stepdaughter. That's pretty normal. I was only there for 30 days, less than 30 days. I was living with her for less than 30 days, and now I'm a convicted pedophile apparently. No trial or anything. I haven't even seen the woman or her kid for years. But still, these are stories. These are likely scenarios. It did happen. I mean, somebody did it. Lauren, when did somebody put their finger in Carly's no spot? People doing single group have randomly, you show up to an event, a group of friends are planning something, and now I mean even government officials use signals to go.
Would they be able to do this if you joined a WhatsApp channel? I mean, like, what's the difference between joining a signal group chat,
which is an FBI app, yes.
designed, it's not like,
We use it at Market. The search for a secure means of communication with fellow agents. Signal is something the government uses. So yeah, then FBI can watch your texts. It's part of the deal. WhatsApp. See, there was a hotel that I really enjoyed, a motel. And one day they told me that I leave. I was banned from there. I could never stay there again. And it was like this, and they said, and I went to the desk because I was talking. Anyway, they have a WhatsApp. The employees communicate with bad bosses. So you're getting rid of the bosses. Sees means of production. So now the employees use WhatsApp to gang stalk their bosses around, have them crucified. Well, should we use crucifixion in like a metaphorical sense? If we should do save that one for the big J. Apparently, it's an honor to be crucified. This is just lynching. It's just saying mobs, and this is just the vigilante pedophiles. That's what it is. It's the other side. The new people to the game don't understand. They think they're righteous. They have all the evidence on their WhatsApp with each other. See? See Mendoza? Look at how nice or Mexican or Latin or Mexican evangelicals are. The- ¿Has escuchado sobre Jesus? ¿Has escuchado sobre Jesus?
Does that mean that it is, prima facie
Dami dizer sobre Jesus. Jesus es Dios. Y Dios es un persona de Jesus.
Um, how, how did they, I wanna first know, like, what was the relevance of them claiming there is an Antifa organization as opposed to Antifa being sort of a disposition?
Probably look at Telegram groups. There was a lot of there were a lot of individual cells who created Telegram groups on the Russian. Well, oh yes, my roommate was also had been telling me until I got really upset and moved out that she was married all along. There was no hope of ever marrying her. She was already married to a Jew Russian, and she hated a Jew Russian mob enforcer, not to be confused with Orthodox Russian mob, not to be confused with the Orthodox mob, the Jewish mob, not the Catholic Michael Corleone Catholic mob, the Russian Orthodox mob, pussy. Faggot. See, sometimes, isn't it better when women aren't actually physically engaged or screaming at each other?
How did they find
Or do you prefer fisticuffs?
the group chat? Was it that,
A twink.
one of the members of the group chat basically said, I'm a member?
You want more Tales of Sacramento? So I forget the guy's name. It was a Republican from San Diego. Well, there was a Democratic activist at a nightclub slash restaurant during daytime. It's a restaurant, and they apparently have a really good deal. So this Democratic activist is over at the gay, not exclusively for gays. You can go in there if you're not gay, I suppose. It's known as a trans nightclub across the street from the gay bar. So he's sitting there having lunch, and he looks over and he recognizes they're not nationally famous politicians. They're just like assembly members, senators in state government, and he recognizes them. He's like, "What's he doing here?" And he has like a little Mexican boyfriend. So he takes a picture of it. Oh yeah, because they talk to each other. So it's all these gay guys finding closeted Republicans, like a log cabin Republicans, right? So he took his phone out because this is the time I don't have a smartphone back then. This is 2008, 2010. Well, big things going on then. Was it before or after the election? Anyway, he takes a picture of this Republican politician on a date with his little Hispanic lover boy. Because they're your community, and he's like, it's just big news. So yeah, this guy, I think he's a Republican twink boy. Are you a Republican butt joy? Are you a Republican butt joy?
And so how long?
And so they don't give a shit about our families. People are heterosexual as families. They can't work long enough. Their priorities change. And they stop supporting faggots who do nothing but fucking eat and fuck all day, whatever they do. Oh yeah, rule us. They rule us. To know who rules you, learn who you're not allowed to mention. Faggots.
From a group chat. But I'm talking about I'm talking about if we have a signal chat here.
Ben Owens is nuts.
Hey guys, we got to coordinate.
You're transition. You see, Joe, hey, Joe Rogan, you're out there someplace. You want to document that known as transition and gender confirmation? Ava. Well, I heard Ava. Somebody said Ava could beat Chuck Norris in an arm wrestling competition. Probably true, Elon. Is that they're illegal from South Africa and the boys are rapists. See, if you don't know a lot about the different ethnicities of white people, apparently these South African Sudanlanders, they have a high percentage of rapists, and they're hiding from South Africa in our country. Elon. Elon apparently is a diamond miner who doesn't actually work. Conservative. Well, conservative, they don't want to change. That's one thing about conservatives. Conservatives want to keep things the way they are. And so apparently they've just always been rapists. Well, no, it's not rape because women are property. Women, when you get really into the Bible, women are property. That's why you ask the father for permission to take the daughter out. If you haven't met the daddy, if you use the Bible, daddy can use the Bible too. And if daddy has to pick up the Bible faggot, your head might be kicked down the street like a soccer ball. You ask permission, faggot. The rich and famous who can't afford lawyers. Well, there's rich and famous. Then there's rich and anonymous. And then there's famous and poor. Because they're on TV, does that make them rich? Oh, he wants more fun. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. There's people screaming, getting run over outside. Yeah! Yeah! Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Embassy. Hey, Stevenson. Hillary, look, the faggot's still alive. Look, Hillary. That fucking Benghazi faggot is still alive. Look, Pope. It's Father Tom Anderson, Catholic missionary from Australia. What? Commit crimes using fake identities? To use false identities to get people to kill that identity? They hate Catholics. Oh, these Jews, they hate Catholics so much, don't you? All those pedophile priests. How do you know it's not Father? How do you know it's not a Jew and a fuck pretending to be a Catholic? Bethany, where is Father Tom Anderson from Iquitos, Peru? Casa de la Casona. Where is Father Tom Anderson from Australia?
it's really important when you're on these protests, I mean, that
There you go, Steve.
somebody who sucks called them out. I mean, I just remember there was footage was it in Minneapolis, I think, where the guy had shown up with he was burning a flag. Yeah. And then a couple of people followed him, and they're like, "Where are you going to? Where are you from? Why are you leaving the protest right after burning the flag? You're just sort of walking away like that was your job."
Yeah, they're running into each other. You're not the only one doing this shit. You run into your other Mossad ops. How many Israelis don't want to go back? Hey, BB, how many vaccine deniers are refusing to go back home? As far as I know, you still have to get your friggin' vaccine card punched in order to enter the country. Is that why Israel's so like nice right now? That your criminals are stuck on vacation?
Well, I'll be fair. I have the fact that they went to hot dogs right now. Said vacation, but they had a custom time. Oh my God. I've done worse things than when you're allowed to. Without a doubt.
You getting shit cake?
You're showing up at work every day.
Hey Joe, if you look at Fear Factor, they want to be on Fear Factor. You gonna eat a donkey dick? You ready for your donkey dick? Anything for money, huh? Anything but fucking work.
Maybe you have like too much serotonin. Maybe you have overactive serotonin. Yeah. Producing brain. Do you have a friend who goes through life just completely too joyous? Send a link. You can give them a membership.
Oh yeah, you know there's a thing like Russians. If you smile at a Russian, apparently it's an insult. See, they want people to be as miserable as them.
Help this show survive, thrive, but you also get these free shows, free commercials.
Is it because Sam? Is it your programs are? Is it like I was talking about? I was talking about Upton Sinclair last night. The jungle. See, Upton Sinclair's jungle takes these Eastern European immigrants who are like just like our modern day immigrants. Language problems, culture, not understanding. You know, they're finding their place in America. Well, for a lot of them, the place is the meat packing factory. And so this guy's wife, his wife gets a job there. I forget if he's able to get a job, but she gets hired in the meatpacking factory, and her supervisor meat packs her. Oh yeah, the immigrant wife, because if you lose that job, they didn't have welfare. Those immigrants weren't on welfare. It's like living in a street type of situation. So in order to keep her job, man gets to do what he wants with her. Is that the guy? Sam is like smiling. You think you can do it? There's nothing you can do. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, no. I'm so super smart. Are you super smart? God chose me. I'm chosen. I don't think you read your Bible, huh? May not mean what you think it means, Sam.
It is a great resource. Are you organizing? Do you want to have tips on how to organize?
How to kill God? How to kill God's children? That's. I mean, if you read the Bible, it's about how to kill God's children and kill God. No rules. No God, no rules. No, I do what I want. I do what I want. No God, no rules.
Top news stories in your email box every morning at 9 a.m. by two great writers.
Yeah, kids, I think I should tell you, if you hit your father, it's a death penalty.
The top stories of the day for free.
You're too dangerous.
For a couple of bucks, you get 5
You're too dangerous, kid. Now your brain's been broken on drugs. You might have to die. Post-birth abortion. See, I can make more children, but it won't be safe as long as that one's still alive.
Yeah, yesterday in the episode of Less Threatening on YouTube and Twitch with Max Alvarez of the Real News and the Wicked People Podcast talking about East Palestine, the current state of the
Are they talking about from? Are they in? Oh, yeah, Ohio. Okay, yeah.
Not a great place.
Complete environmental pollution. I've been out there and all the freaking industrial waste, all the toxic waste.
Like the right country to win. Rainfall. Felt like they were the right country to win. They were very happy.
You won an entire country? I think that was stupid. I won a country, man. I'm king. Oh, go, 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 I'm king. I heard the kingdom of Samoa, or was it kingdom of Tonga, covering earthquake and the kingdom hey, Futu. Hey, Futu, did a white dude do something to your daughter? Yeah.
We appreciate the
Well, fucking like pissy coward at John Hoskins.
And thank you for it all. Now let's talk a little bit more about the baseball. Go ahead, AJ.
You bully happy kickers open the bully Pat. Hey, it's Pat. Is that a man or a woman? Does anybody know Pat's his name? That's a gender neutral name, right? This Pat, is that a freaking woman? Hey John. Hey John, is your mommy's name Pat? Well, what Pat's I know are freaking women. Oh, you witnesses. I can't wait to say, guys, you hear the names? We're going to hear some stories about you. From David Ross. Oh, you must have amazing stories to tell us about these people. Did you get your boys? Hey, boys. He's getting threatened. You need to get over here and help him. There's a dude fucking his wife. You need to go teach him a lesson. Your families were killed by freaking terrorists when you left. When you were deployed, they went door to door and killed your family. Yeah, that's just the way it is, guys. You volunteer for war, people get killed in war, civilians get killed in war. You think like there's like places that it's not allowed to war? Well, we love the fact that ESPN signed you, because then hopefully we'll be able to talk off a couple of them. The person that runs ESPN MLB, big fan of ours. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, huge fan of ours. Yeah. So I'm sure that'll be easy. I'm sure that'll be something that'll be simple. But I do know that you joining ESPN is good for ESPN. It's good for baseball. I appreciate the hell out of you. And when I was in that bus at Ernie's show at the Ryman, you were sitting a little bit down from me at the bus at the very beginning. And I texted the group. I was like, Legends, Cubs. I think they call it a grandpa. I'm trying to get the name. I'm trying to get the name. And the boys all texted me immediately. Like, Rocky, dog. Everybody in there was like, this is awesome. You're the love, man. So it's good for ball that you're getting back out there in that lovable reunion. I think it's going to be a great piece of content as well. So we're pumped for it all, and we're thankful you're joining us today. Now, let's talk a little bit about the season that is about to start. 162 games of mental toughness and dedication. Go ahead, Ty. Goddamn right. Can't wait. Rossi, just curious, when you look at the season as a whole, do you think guys who played in the World Baseball Classic are going to be more ready than they would have been had they just went through like a kind of typical spring training? Just because it is good on good every game. Like we were talking about relief pitching, especially. Like I was wondering if the way Bednar and Mason Miller both performed in those high pressure intensity games, like that could propel them to have career years. But for like position players,
training.
I think it's going to be individualized. I think the guy who's got a regular at bat will probably hit the ground running, being in that environment, and the intensity that was, the focus that you have to turn on for such a big event. But there's also guys in there that didn't hit as much. There's guys in there that didn't get to play. Ernie Clement only got, a handful of at bats. Certain guys, Brian Byron Buxton got one start. Some of these guys are going to go back to their spring, Kyle Raleigh mentioned to me, like, I'm ready to get back to spring training afterwards just to get some at bats. And I think they headed to Seattle or their kind of exhibition.
Yeah, you hit a double the next night. Thanks. First at bat.
There you go. So he was trying to get some at bats on backfield. They can go to the minor league field and get consistent at bats and just try to rack it up, get back to their normal kind of routine and get as many at bats as many as you possibly can. So
How much do they pay these guys to bat?
but I definitely think that's good for all of baseball and the players to be in that intense environment so fast. And I do want to say one thing. I definitely thought that my hitting advice that you had on that bus.
Are these the owners?
Kershaw. So you probably took my advice, and I'm a career 220 hitter, and I've been on some good teams, but I did not look pretty that day I was hurt. I think I was swinging.
I go on night. Yeah, that's right.
You got on base, but it was definitely we're swinging like Grandpa Rocky. That's for sure.
Well, and you know what I learned is it's going to be hard for me to kind of time up the bat and my hips and my legs. That's the disadvantage that I have from not playing your guys' sport growing up or playing golf growing up. Like, it's hard for me to, I can kick, which is hip, I can punt, which is hip, I can dance, which is hip, but the timing of the hands and the bat and the whole thing, I ain't got it. Like, I just ain't got it. I try my best, and I even had who's super agent? Boris. Yeah. Boris, like, he's going to turn that hip already, but kind of get that thing started, you not get that thing pretty, and you just kind of throw your hand, I can do the punter hand out, pretty good. I can do that.
Mm. Marlin. Oh. Oh, one of my favorite whores. Hey, Gina. I think people are starting to hate you. Oh, yeah. It's like the right wing's favorite whore. Gina Carano. Well, counselor, if you come and apologize before, looks like you might get dumped in the Juarez freaking garbage dump. Yeah. Paul, I think Mike told other people about you taking a little underage star on a vacation when you were married. Wait, were you married back then? You have to be, because I was like 96, and it was like. Probably Talent Oregon, I'd assume. So anyway, Bliss is our missing cousin. She's a woo woo like flower child who probably isn't cut out for this violent world. Oh, you send out this like, oh, there's so peace and love, and yeah, Bliss, I don't know. Hey Bliss, how old were you when you had your first? Were you like 12 or something? That's actually quite normal throughout the world. Are you gonna explain to your ideal billionaire friggin' virgin husband about your past? Why? Because Tiffany and Mel can't shut the fuck up. It's like the whore competition. You know, one of my friends, I'm surprised he's still alive. He was planning on dying of freaking aneurysm before he's 50. Yeah, so much stress. Just sit there listening to our wives talk about who's a bigger whore in college. We even look at somebody, we get like beaten and shit. We even look at another woman. And these are like literal whores. Oh my goodness. The family drug dealer. So I have a stepbrother, and he don't give a shit. So he'll use your house as a location for his drug deals. He'll find another place. He seems to do it. That's how cooped out our family is. That's Johnny Gruber. If you have a court case involving Jonathan Gruber, Carmichael, well, I mean, he travels. If you have a court case with Jonathan Gruber, there he is. Pick him up. Yeah, you're looking at life, aren't you? See, he's an ex-convict. Hey, just keep right on doing it. That looks good. Doesn't that look good? Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Oh my goodness, oh, what delicious food Kevin's eating. See, see, what is the little crimes that like aren't violent usually involve stolen ID cards and check fraud. You steal from your family, you fucking tweaker faggot. Hey faggot, you steal from your own family. Remember what I talked about the fucking death penalty for fucking people who kill their own family or to strike their fathers? Yeah, that's my stepbrother. That's my stepbrother. And he needs to get his ass back home so we can fix things. don't worry, Jesus. Don't worry, Jesus. It will be fine. Yeah, it's actually quite dangerous for me to leave my house. See, it's really quite dangerous. I'm in what you call depression. I don't know how to fix. I went in fixing a refrigerator. Oh, well, at least I can show off my niece's art. Hey Johnny, hey Johnny, how much do you get paid these days? Oh, yeah, that looks delicious. Yeah, all the boys in my family, men in my family. Hey faggot, did you steal all of our ID cards? Because apparently every time you get busted, you have to get a new one. Every time they get busted, they get a new ID card. Why? Because when cops pull them over and look for a warrant, if they use the ID card that they got busted with, they'd be arrested. Yes, Johnny, you're a Jew. See, Johnny used to have white power written in runes on some of his tattoos said white power. But obviously, now he found out the strength of black power. Did you take an hour in the Tower of Black Power? See, look at that. See, Chuck, interracial homosexual marriages will bring peace. Look at these homosexual marriages. Look. Wait, Milo, Jack Dorsey, is your husband cheating on you? Oh my goodness, Milo, Dorothy, your husband's cheating on you with Johnny.